How we doing, everyone? I hope everybody's doing well. I am Frank Zenka. I am the host of this channel where we talk about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as an occasional board game. And this is the occasional board game. So we're going to be talking today about Cyclades or Cyclades, depending on how you say it. I always said Cyclades, but it just sounds cooler, I think. But I know this is an older game. This is an updated version of the game, and uh, I always heard it was good, but I never bought it. Mostly because I really don't have a game group, so it's got to be something that I can kind of play by myself if possible. And I love area control. That's one of my favorite. In fact, I ended up creating an area control game with Mark Spears called Mythlord's Classic Monsters. It's currently on GameFound and Late Pledge. I'm getting all my files ready right now for the manufacturer, but it is a deck builder area control featuring your favorite classic monsters. So that goes to show you that I love this mechanic. And then I ended up getting this and Pillars of Hercules at the same time. And Pillars of Hercules ended up, I played that first because that came in first before this one, or I tried to play it. And it is obviously stole all the mechanics from here and then added some to make it so convoluted that it was like almost impossible to play. And I read the rules so many times and I'm like, this is just so convoluted with the wood and the things. And it was just a pain in the ass. I tried to make this game into a Euro game and it just did not work. And then when I got this and I'm like, oh, another one. And then I looked at the rules and this the rule book was like 5 pages long. I'm like, how can a remake of the game have a bigger rule book than the original? And so this one is, yeah, literally 13 pages. It's like got to be half as many pages as the Pillars of Hercules or Heracles. I suggest staying away from that one unless you just like convoluted rules for no reason. Look how beautiful this game is. I mean, this game is beautiful. The minis are all great. Each one of the sculpts is completely different. They have different sculpts, two different sculpts for each color army. It's just great across the board. And then they did like, is it six? Yeah. So it's 4, 5. You have 6 different colors here. They all come in like these little boxes, which is amazing. Where you have your ships, you have your control tokens, and you have your armies. Everything's extremely easy. It's your heroes are 1 point, unless it says otherwise. Or 1 strength. Your armies are 1 strength, and your ships are 1 strength. Simple. It's a completely simple. And I love when they do this. So these, like, you should be holding your coins behind this shield. I don't use it, of course, because I'm playing by myself. But you're supposed to put that, and each one of the shields, because the artwork is great. I did an unboxing of this as well. If you want to see all the components, up close. But like there's red, there's blue, there's green, yellow. 2 versions of red. One's got to be purple. I think this is purple. So just amazing. And one of them's probably black. That's probably black. But yeah, it's simply great. And what I love is that I do this with my games too. I do like a little cheat sheet card, and it has all the rules on it. And it's all streamed down, just as kind of like reminders. And I love that. And they did the same thing here. This is the other side of the shield, and it tells you all of the different phases of the game. I never have to look at the rule book unless something like weird comes up that I need clarification for. So I just leave this over here, and then I just refer to it when I need it. So I cannot recommend this game enough. I think this is great, and I've played it twice by myself so far. I know there are solo rules on GameFound. I really haven't done that yet. So I just do for the other NPC as much as I can, but I'll explain that in a second. So anyway, how did I set this board up to begin with? So the 2-player game is technically a 4-player game because you're playing 2 different armies, and all you do is you go back to the back of the rule book, and again, I'm going to show you all the miniatures here in a second. I just went over here, board set up, 4 players. That's it. That's all I did. So, and it says right here, for a 2-player, you set up for 4 players, and you have yellow and green and red and purple. And that's all I did is I put that there. If you don't want to use the setup for the bases on the rule book, then it's a drafting. Because if you notice, I have 3 ships out for each color and 3 armies out for each color. And what you do is you draft, because each person puts out an army or an army piece, and then they take an adjacent ship. So if you notice, each ship is adjacent. So in comparing again to Pillars of Heracles, you could dock your ships on there and adds an extra strength. There's no need for that. There's no need. Again, it's just placating it more than it needs to for whatever reason. But ships, you can do ship battles, and you can also daisy chain them so your army can move 1 space. And if you daisy chain them, like if I had another white, another yellow here, I can move all the way over to here if I wanted to. So your ships are basically used as bouncing boards to go from one island to piece to another. And again, I built all this based on that illustration to show me where the map pieces all go. But it's very obvious based on the white lines about which where your spaces are. Okay, so that you don't even need any real things about how that's. It's very, very simple. So again, this is so simple, it's crazy. And then you have these characters here. These are your gray. That's your mercenaries, which is kind of why you have those tokens in case you leave a mercenary behind, or you leave nobody behind. Your token acts as a color. And I showed you the thing already, but this is the other miniature section where it has your monsters and your heroes down here, and they are all amazing. They are all amazing. I mean, just look at the water for there. Friggin' great. It's just so awesome. So what you do for a normal game, so now you've had all this set up, and plus each one starts with 5. You start with 5 gold. Having gold is really important in this game because gold is what powers all your movements and everything. So we're going to go over to here. So for your first phase of the game, you're going to skip, but we're going to lay them out. So we're going to use this as a layout instead of a movement of your tiles. And what does that mean precisely? That means these. Okay, so these are your gods. And you're going to make offerings to the gods that are going to allow you to do certain things. But you do have Apollo sitting here. He is on the map permanently. There's no movement there. Plus, for some reason, the Kickstarter version, they sent me another version of Athena in the plastic. No idea why. She is exactly the same as the one that came in the box. I don't understand it. I don't understand why I got 2, but it's there. Okay, so let me go through the gods real quick because this is actually important. This is the basic mechanic of the game. All right, so you have Athena, as I said here. She gives you a university and a philosopher. Okay, so basic goal of the game is to have 3 of these on the board. Once you have 3 of these on the board, the game is over. Okay, so this is a metropolis, and it has all your 4 types of buildings in one. And then it also gives you, once you put one down, you actually get extra stuff on the back, which I forgot to do in the last game. So each one of these is different. It comes like with a little bag you could draw from. I just do a pile. All right, so that's what these are. Or you can spend, or not or, and you can spend 4 gold to buy another philosopher. So these philosopher cards, they're all the same, but it even shows you here all the iconography that you need is literally on every piece of stuff here. You never need to go to the back to the rule book. All the iconography shows you everything across the board. This shows you that if you discard 4 philosophers, then you get a metropolis, and you place it just in wherever you have control. All right, along with your buildings. So if I had Athena, I would come over here. I would take one of the buildings that's a university, and let's say I'm yellow. I can put it. Well, let's say I'm red. Just make it easy. I'm red. I'm going to put it here. Where I have control, which means I have either my control marker there or an army. So, like here, he can't put anything on this island. So he's gonna use it to gain gold, which you're going to go through in a second. But other than that, and then down here, everybody has that. If you notice, except for Hades or Ares, all of these have the exact same thing on the bottom, all of them. So what does that mean? That means that you can buy a monster, which is on this track here. We'll go through that in a second. Or you can move your hero, costing 1 movement, 2 for 2 movement, 3 for 3 movement, etc. Okay, so that's Athena. Then Zeus allows you to put down a temple and get a priestess. You can also buy an additional priestess. Priestess, if you even notice up here, it says that your offering is -1 for each priestess. So you're going to pay 1 less for each priestess you have. Plus, priestesses are also used to pay for any kind of monster that you have out, or any kind of creature that you have out, to leave them out for another round. Otherwise, they get discarded. All right. And again, over here, that means that you take the top card of the monster deck. If you want it, you can buy it for 1. Okay, so that's Zeus. Hera, you can build 1 of any building, only 1 though, not 4. 1 of any building, plus you get a mercenary, which is the gray characters. So you don't confuse these 2 icons. You can also buy additional mercenaries, 1, 3, and 5 if you want 1, 2, or 3 of them. And then you can buy a hero for 4, and heroes are in this aisle over here. That's Hera. Then you got Poseidon. Of course, everything that has to do with Poseidon is water. So you're going to gain a port. Ports add +1. That's these blue ones here. I'm going to put that on a coast. They're all on coasts anyway. But now if I have a ship here, like if I have this, well, it won't be red. If I'm here, now my red ship has an additional +1. So I have 2 strength in that water area right there now. Okay, that's how that works. And with him, you're going to buy. You get a free ship, plus you get 1 ship for additional 1, 2 ships for additional 2, and 3 ships for additional 3. You can also move your ships to infinity for 1. Okay, 1 each. Every time you move, it's 1, or every ship you move is 1. Same thing. Then with Ares, you get a fortress. Fortresses add +1 to any land. So it's the same thing as ports, except it's +1 strength for land. And then you also have your additional army. Pull out additional army. You can also buy additional armies here. And you can also move everything for 1. Each army costs 1. Each hero costs 1. And your mercenaries cost 1 to move. And then and that's why there's nothing on the bottom for movement, because all the movement's here already. No reason to duplicate it here, and this is just the monster. Okay, so for setup wise, you're gonna flip these upside down and then mix them all up. Okay, and then I already know that Ares is not going to be placed, so I'm going to place them 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Missed the top row there. And then Ares on the bottom. Okay. So for a 2-player game, I don't know I forgot what it was how many you flip over depending on how many characters. But I know for 3, for 2 players, you're gonna flip over the top 3. Okay, and that leaves Zeus and Ares. You're not unable to use them this round. All right. Then, as rest of the setup is, I'm going to take the monster cards and I would shuffle them, and then I'm going to lay them out one at a time into these areas. And it tells you right on the bottom of each one of these how much it costs. Like the Impusa is 3 tokens or 3 gold, but I get to subtract 1 gold for each temple I have out. So I can get these guys for free if I wanted to. And it even gives you a space for your discard pile. Then the same thing with your hero deck. I'm going to shuffle this up, and then I'm going to take 2 out, and I'm going to lay them out. Now, some of these have, like Cerberus, that means that there's an actual figure for it. Place the Cerberus in a land area. As long as you control the creature, you win the area's income during the income phase. That means that even if they have their own control there, they don't get it. I get it instead. And again, it's only for 1 round unless you sacrifice a priestess, in which case, then you can have him out again. Like this one here, the Impusa does not have one of those tokens where it says place. That therefore, it's just a card and no figure. Perform the free mandatory actions of the god whose auction you won once again. That's pretty strong. Damn, that gives you a whole nother building. Then on top of that, you have Hector here, and it says, so you'll take the figure for Hector, you'll place him just as you would an army, and then when troops invade this area, he destroys 1 troop before the battle. That's pretty nasty. And then you can sacrifice. Each one of them has a sacrifice condition. Turn 2 of your priestesses into 1 philosopher as many times as you like. Wow. Okay. That's pretty strong too. This one here says spend 15 gold to build a metropolis. You could just build one right off the bat, and then you sacrifice the card and he gets discarded, which means he's no longer an army you can use. All right. And that's the whole setup. That's it. There is no more. So it's very, very simple. And these would all be random about who starts where. So I have 4, and obviously each color, which is also great, has its own little icon on it. And the icons are also on the actual cover of the thing. So like, this is like the fish. You can't really see it, but there's actually a fish emblazoned on here. Pretty cool. And of course, that's because it's blue. All right, so this is this. Then you also get your dice, which would only be rolling 1 6-sided die every time you battle. But we'll go into that in a second as well. But that's how easy the setup is. And then you have Apollo again, who's already here, but we'll go into that once we get through the thing. So that would be this. And then now we do an income phase. Okay, so your income phase is your cornucopias. Wherever you are, you get a gold. Right? So yellow has 1 gold there. Nothing on the ships. Nothing there. 2 here. So that's 3. And his ship gets nothing here. So he's going to get 3 gold for yellow. And when you're playing a 2-player game, and I also get green. So I also get whatever green has. So green's got nothing there. Nothing there. He's going to get a card, which I already put here because I know that everybody starts with 1, so I already took 1 out. And we're going to get 1 there. And I think that's it. So 1, he's going to get 2 gold. Yeah, 2 gold and 1 priestess. Now, on the next phase, you don't get another priestess card, just FYI. You only get it when you land on it. You don't get it multiple times. So just by sitting there, I get nothing new. So you might as well move. He might as well move into there. All right. And then I assume that when he gets back, see, that's one of the things I would have to read. Now, if I come back over here, do I get it again? I probably don't get it in the same movement. So if I move 2, I probably don't get an extra 1. because I can't leave and then come back and get it. But on the following turn, if I have a hero here, then I can move with him and probably get it. All right, so I'm going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus a priestess card, which I think both teams get. So see, 1 there, nothing there, nothing here, 2, 3. So he's going to get 3. And then purple will get 1, 2. There's my priestess card there. 3. So 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 plus a priestess card. Okay, so let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. He actually gets 1 more. He actually gets 11. I wonder why that is. Usually it's the same. Okay, so now I'm ready to start. So now I would go to phase 3, which is the offering, and then I pay for the offering. All right, so you can't make an offering you cannot pay for. However, I get -1 for each priestess I have. So let's say purple's going to go, and I want to do one of these actions here, right? So, and I'll teach you how I kind of play by myself as well. So let's say I'm playing red and purple. So I know that I probably want a hero. So I only bid 3. Normally, if I was starting this, I would probably bid 2 or something like that if I was playing with other human players. But I start with 3, right? And I can never go up playing by myself, right? So that's bid 3. That means I would pay 2, okay? Because I have 1 priestess. Now, instead of choosing for yellow, I roll a die. He's going to bid, he goes to 1, which means he's a schmuckhead. So he's going to overbid me to 5. And he can't bid more than what he's got. So that's for him, it's going to be 4. So now I got to put my guy somewhere else. So I'd probably go to ships then. And now green will go. And I roll another die for green. And he's going to overbid me again. And I don't let them overbid more than what they can pay. So if not, if he can't overbid me, then he's going to go down. So now I'm going here. And I can never overbid him. Besides, that's 7 anyway. So I'm just going to go down here. So he just happened to get a 1 and a 2 and screwed me completely. But that's how I play one player, is that I let it randomize itself. All right. So now you would go into the next phase, which is here, which is any monster that you have to sacrifice a priestess or you discard the monster completely. Okay. Well, we don't have any monsters at this point. So now we go into phase 5 of where now I'm going to go down the list and do this. So now I should have paid for these already. So let's just pay for these now. Pay for their offerings. So yellow's going to lose 5. No, he's going to lose 4. So 4 go back here. Green, he paid another 5, so he's going to pay 4. Because again, he has a priest that takes off 1. And now he's only down to 2 coins. So there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do for being greedy. So I will pay 4 also. I'll pay, actually, I only pay 2. I only bid 3. And then this one here cost me nothing. Okay? So that's all paid for, which is actually in phase 3. So going back to phase 5, he's going to go. His token now comes off the board, and it goes into the 4, which means he'd be going last. All right? So now he would pick up this card. Again, I'm playing this as the NPC, and I'm going to give him, I'm either going to give him a fortress, or I'm going to do a tribute because anything that they can do, I will do for them. I'm going to do a fortress because he can't buy a monster anyway. He doesn't have any money. So we're going to give him a fortress, and we're going to give him a fortress over here. Okay, just random, only because he's way more powerful on that side of the board than this one. I could have done it down here also. Okay, he also gets a mercenary. So the mercenary I'm going to put here. So now I'm kind of giving him support on both sides of that. Over here, he can buy another mercenary. I'm going to hold these two. He cannot buy a hero because he only has two. Because, again, he was greedy. So I could buy another mercenary for him, but I'm not going to. All right, so I just turn this upside down. I just put it there. It's over. So now green's going to go. So green would go into the 3 spot. And now I get Poseidon. So Poseidon is now going to give him one of these, which means he's halfway to completing a metropolis. He only needs 4 buildings. So we're going to put the other one in green. Again, you can mix and match them because we're playing 2 players, and each one of them has 2 colors. So normally you wouldn't mix and match, but in this case we are. So I'm going to put that port over here. All right. Now, it doesn't matter. When you're building Metropolis, it doesn't matter where they are. You're just going to take the 4 off. As soon as you have all 4 buildings, you just take them off the map completely and then make the Metropolis. All right. So now he's going to get a ship. So I use the color of what it actually is. So I'm going to use green. And I'm going to give him a green ship. I got to put it somewhere I already have adjacent to wherever I have the ability. So I can put it here. And then if I buy one more for him, then I can probably put it here. Now, why? Either that or I would put it here. Or, yeah. So now this guy can move all the way over here, but this guy's stuck. So that's why I'm thinking of putting it here. And then if I had any more money, I would put one here. So these guys can move back and forth. So that's the thing, is that they basically, the boats become bridges. But he's completely poor now, so he's done. All right, and I finally get to go now. So I'm going to go to the 2 spot there. I am going to get a university. Universities do absolutely nothing for the game. I mean, absolutely nothing. They're just there to create metropolises. They don't have any other use. So I'm very strong on this side. I know he's not going to come over and take me. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over there. I also get a philosopher. So, and I can buy another philosopher. I might as well do that. So I'm going to spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have a philosopher as well, which means I am now also halfway from completing the metropolis, because I only need 4 philosophers to do that. So I'm going to probably try to get Athena again on the next round and just get the metropolis. I can also buy a monster. You know what? Check that out. If I buy this, I don't think the rule book says I cannot perform the stuff on the turn. I think I can do that. So I'm going to spend the 3. Oh, shoot, I can't. Won't give me enough money. If I buy the 3, I can't perform that. I'm going to lose my priestess. Ooh, I need more money. Anyway, I'm still going to buy it, but it doesn't do for me what I wanted to do because I don't have enough money. Because what I was thinking was, so it says perform the free mandatory actions of a god. Okay, yeah, so I can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The free ones are up here. That's what the hands mean. So I'm going to get another one of these, which doesn't really help me much right now. So I'm going to put that over here. But I do get another philosopher for that. So now I have 3. So that means if I get Athena again, I will get an immediate metropolis. So boom, that goes out over here. Now it says check if you have 3 metropolises. Of course we don't at this point. It's only been the first round. So that's the end of the round. So now we'd go back to number 1. And the first thing that happens here when you're kind of cleaning up is that if there's a card down here that hasn't been used or hasn't been purchased, it comes immediately into the discard pile. And now all the monsters move down. And they all get cheaper. And then you fill back up. And then if a hero has been bought, then that would fill. But at this point, you don't discard them if you haven't been used. All right. So that's how that works. And this would go back up to 1. So now red would be in first position. But playing against the NPC, you're kind of better off being low. All right. So you shuffle these up again. And I'm just going to go through another round because it's so easy and simple. But I want to show battling here real quick as well. But, Ares was not even available to use. So let's do that. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ares is not used again. Jesus. So Athena is Poseidon. Hera. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. I shuffled them exactly the same, didn't I? Sure did. Damn it. Okay, so now we go into the cornucopia phase, which is phase 2. Nobody's really moved. So everybody's pretty much got the same again. The only thing we won't get is a second priestess card because nobody's moved. And so yellow has 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. So he's going to get 3. And we really need to get a hero because that's the only movement that can be done without Ares. Ares is the only one that can move troops around. I think, yeah, Ares is the only one. I thought there was another character that could move mercenaries around, but I think that's it. I think it's just him. So, again, unless you have a hero, you ain't moving. All right, so the yellow got 3, green got 1, 2. They have to have a boat that has 1, I thought. Oh, I should have put a boat. But they only have 2. Okay, so he doesn't have a lot of money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can't overbid much, that's for sure. And then red has 1, 2, 3. And then purple has 1, 2, 3. Okay. Plus I had 1 from last time. All right, so now we go back into the offering phase. And I'm first on both sides of these. And he can't overbid me twice because he can't afford it. So I'm going to go here for 3 because, again, that's my rule of being solo is that I always bid 3. And then my second guy is going to go over here. So now green's going to go, and green's going to roll a die, and he's going to go for 2. makes great sense. And then he's going to bid 3 there. And then yellow, he's going to try to go for Hera. Okay. So he's going to have to go to 5, which means that 1, 2, 3, 4 he'd pay, which he can do, but then he can't afford to. Oh, he guess he can. He can pay. Okay, so he'd be completely destitute by those 2 movements. But okay, we'll let him do that. So he's going to knock me off, and I'm going to go red's down there again. Just so you know, there is a 0 here. There is a 0. I just don't roll it. Okay, so he's going to go first again. He took things. So, we got to go through the second thing now, which is the monster phase. So, but let's pay for our offerings first, just so I know how much money I have left. So I am going to go 2. I have to pay 2 because I bid 3, and I still have my priestess at this point. And he is going to bid. He overbid me somewhere right here, so he has to go 5. So he has to bid 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's left with 1 coin, and I bid nothing here, so it's 0. All right, so now we'll go into the monster thing. So for me to keep this card, I need to sacrifice my priestess, which I really don't want to do, but I kind of want to hang on to that. Because do I really need to? No, I really don't. So maybe I will just discard it. I'll just discard it. Okay. Because I'd rather keep my priestess, at least right now, until I get Zeus and can get more priestesses. All right, so he's going to go first. This is again going to go to 4. He's going to build, he has to build something else now. So he has 1 port. He has 1 fortress. So he's going to build a purple. And he's going to build a purple over here. Okay, so now he can buy these guys at 1 cheaper. All right, and then he's going to get another mercenary. And this is yellow. Doesn't really matter. But he's already fortified over here. Let's give it to him over here. He only has 1 token. So we are not going to buy anything else. We're going to leave it. Okay, and then green's going to go basically in the same order we just did. And he's going to get another port. So we're going to put a port. We're going to put a port over here. He's pretty fortified, actually. There's no ship there, though. Oh, we're going to build a ship there. So, yes, let's build a ship there for green. And if I run out, I'm just going to have to use the other color. And he can build 1 more ship or move a ship, but that would leave him at nothing. Which I guess by my rules, he would do anything that he's able to do. So he would probably build 1 more ship. Because he can't do anything. That's mine anyway. So let's see. I'd probably put here so that he could gain the 2 gold. Okay. That's it for his turns. Now I'm going to go over to 2. I am going to gain my last philosopher. So these are all going to go away. And I gain another university, which I'm going to put here. And I got my philosopher already, which means I get a metropolis. Okay, so I collect 1, 2, 3. Ooh, do I not have? Oh, I don't have to collect that. That's right. changing the rules. With the philosophers, you don't need to collect the tokens. It's automatic. So I just gained the top token. And then you turn it over and you see what you get. And I get 2 ships. So purple's going to get 2 ships. So 1, 2. And I think I want to start a naval battle here shortly. So where am I going to put it? So now that I have this, I can actually use it as a port to help whatever battle I'm using. Where do I want to fight? It sucks over here that there's no ports. There's no port. Oh, there is, right here. But I don't own that. Oh. I kind of want to move this fortress and make it a port. There really is no good strategic place for my port. What I should do is own this, even though there's no money there. All right, I'm going to go over here, see if I can wipe him out there. All right, and then I'll put 1 ship here. And I would like to get more money, but I don't. That's his port. That's his space over there. Can't put it there. And it's impossible for me to get in there, isn't it? Now I am adjacent to here, which means I could put my ship here. That's what I should do is put the. Oh, I don't own that. I keep saying that. Okay. So that's it for Poseidon. For my thing. I could buy another philosopher for 4. I think I'd rather buy a monster. So, because I've already gotten rid of my 4. Swap fleets with 2 sea areas. Wow. Draw 3 creature cards, discard 2, and play the 3rd for free. But technically I'm paying for that, so. Turn 2 of your mercenary troops into 1 prosperity token. Turn fleets from a sea area you control into a mercenary troop. No. I like this one. So I'm going to grab this. I do have 1 temple because of my metropolis, so it's really going to cost me only 1. All right, and then I'm going to use it right now, and I am going to swap this one here for this one here. Swap fleets from 2 sea areas. Okay, so what this is going to do is now create a battle. And none of us have a port here because I don't own this. So it's literally 1-on-1. And that would be the end of this. All right, so now we resolve the battle now, immediately, because I swapped that. All right, so he's going to roll. I'm going to roll a red die. He's going to roll a green die. And since we're 1-1, whoever rolls highest is going to win. All right, so let's see what happens. And it's the same. So that means we both die. Whenever somebody loses, they lose their figure. The figure comes off. The other one remains. The winner remains. If there's more there, you can continue to roll again, or the other character can decide to retreat into an area either he controls or nobody controls. All right. So now these would be off the map completely. And we basically sacrificed each other. We blew each other out of the water. And that's literally how battling works. There's only one Ajax is the only hero I know that has 2 strength that becomes 2 strength. Otherwise, every figure is 1 strength. And that would be the end of that. And then red would go next. And he would be able to place out his cornucopias. I don't even know if I did that last turn. I didn't. Shoot, I should have had 2 more gold. I didn't place out my cornucopias. So I placed these out. I placed 1 in a land and 1 in the sea. And I get 2 gold as well, which I don't know if I did any of that last turn. So for red, like I would make this a 2 because 1's already there. And then for 1 for the sea region, I have to use something that I didn't just get because this is from last round. And I need a sea region. So I probably put, since I'm kind of ruling this area, I'll probably put 1 right there. Either that I could put right here. That's a 2. And now I'll do the same thing over again because I didn't do it. But I have to do it this turn as well, which also means I'll get 2 more gold. Okay. And that's Apollo. You're just it's all about money with Apollo. So I should probably put 1 here. And then 1 from my sea region. And I'll put 1 over here. Because I don't want to move him. See, I can't go more than 2. I guess I could. I could put 3 there. But that would make it very... that's what I'll probably do. So I'll probably put it there. Oh, it has to be C. Has to be C. Put it here. All right, and this is how I get real rich real quick, and he doesn't because he's been getting constant buildings instead. All right, so that would be the end, and then I would go back to the beginning, and I would shuffle these up, and then I would get money, and then I would make offerings, and then I'd probably discard my card there, and then I'd go through again all the turns. But I'm already a third the way there, and he only needs... What does he need? He needs... Oh, he just needs a fortress. That's it. If he gets a fortress, he'll get one, then he'll be a third there. And I think I only have 2 universities. That's all I've got. Everything else is his. All right, well, that's it. I'm just going to do a couple of this. I just want to do a couple of turns. But you can see how easy it is, and it's very engaging because you are literally looking at the world and, you're a commander, looking at the world and trying to do that. But you're very limited about what you can do because, again, Aries did not come up and we weren't able to be wealthy enough to buy heroes yet, which is the only way any movement takes place, outside of your ships. So, again, he's able to move heroes, mercenaries, and armies for 1 each, which never came up. So we've never saw that in this entire game. And then, of course, the Zeus one, we did see him once. But yeah, so that's how this works. It's very, very simple and very engaging. Obviously, I'd love to play this with a group of people. Even 3 people, I think this would be really good with. If you play up to 4 or 5, I think this would be mass pandemonium. Plus, I have no idea how big one of the maps for that size would be. Let's take a look real quick, just because I didn't even look. So that's 3 players. Even the 3-player thing is actually pretty big. And look at that. Oh, my God. Look at the size of the 5 and 6. That is crazy talk. That's huge. Because there is like 3 or 4 tiles over there that I'm not using. Pretty crazy. Anyway, if you get a chance to pick up this game, I definitely recommend it. It's lots of fun. Even playing by myself, you can tell that I'm having fun. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you guys on the next episode. And remember, too, that Fairy Tales of Terror is on Kickstarter. I put the link in the description below. That is my new graphic novel, and it is on Kickstarter, but it's not live yet. You're just, typing in to get notified. And yeah, I definitely suggest that because we're going to have early bird specials and things like that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.